Good afternoon. My name is Tanya Cribb, and I'm the director of the Plattsburgh State Art Museum. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you in celebrating the academic and artistic achievements of the SUNY Plattsburgh Art Department Bachelor of Fine Arts seniors, the graduating class of 2021. I'd like to welcome friends, faculty, and other campus members here today, and I would especially like to acknowledge the families and friends who are joining us today remotely. It was our keen desire that you should be able to join us here on campus, but we are grateful for the opportunity that technology has allowed to have you with us here in real time today. As you well know, this year has posed unexpected challenges. In our collective quest to stay safe and healthy, we've had to change just about everything in our lives. Nonetheless, I'm pleased to say that faculty and students were able to pivot accordingly, resulting in this exquisite exhibit. This year's exhibition features an impressive array of works including paintings, drawings, printmaking, sculpture, photography, graphic design, and ceramics. With varying media and content, each young artist gives visual life to their very different ideas of what art and the world look like. It has been my pleasure to teach the BFA workshop courses preparing our graduates for the senior exhibition and hopefully the next step in their artistic career. It's been rewarding getting to know each of these 11 graduates and seeing the incredible quality and volume of work they have produced in a year where the variables of academic life were constantly shifting. I'm incredibly proud of all your achievements and am impressed by your desire to succeed in the face of adversity during these unprecedented times. I look forward to hearing from you in the years to come and following your success in your artistic careers. Congratulations. Without further ado, I would like to welcome my friend, colleague, and art department chair, Sue Lazon, to share some words about our seniors and present each artist and their work.
Thank you, Julia. And welcome, everyone, to what is certainly a different kind of experience for the BFA exhibition. There are 11 artists who are participating in this exhibition this year. And as Tanya said, I agree, I'm extremely proud of all of you and happy for all of you. I really wish that all of the families, friends, and extended family of friends could have joined us in the auditorium today. But whether you're watching at home on a computer or you're with us in person, I know that we're all together in spirit. I'd like to thank Tanya Cribb, our museum director, the museum staff, Edith, Walter, Felicia. We wouldn't be here today without them. And we wouldn't be here today without the art department faculty or our department's administrative assistant, Kim Hallstone. During this time of unknowns, every single person I've just mentioned has worked to bring this event to fruition. Now I'd like you to indulge me for a minute and close your eyes while I read a series of words to you. Time, emotion, folklore, storytelling, ambiguity, light, narrative, energy, chaos, memory, reality, iconography, place, identity, heritage, becoming, connection. You can open your eyes now if you would like. Each of those words are taken from the artist statements that each of our artists have written about their work. They speak to the heart and soul of this exhibition. You can read their entire artist statements in the catalog that was put together by members of our graduating BFA class, and that's available throughout the building in both of the galleries. A culture of creativity in an art department is a given. During this pandemic, however, we needed much more than that. COVID challenged us to merge safety, creativity, passion, social distancing, masks, and a lot of exhaustion as well for all of us, students, faculty, staff alike. The new normal was something that we learned all together. And it was hard, but we're able to be here today because of our willingness to collaborate with one another. We're able to be here today because of the respect we have for each other. And we're able to be here today because of courage. So I got up really early this morning. There's a point here. And I started reading. I hadn't had any coffee. And I found this extraordinary couple of words. And I wrote them down really quickly. And I didn't write down who said them. So I can only tell you that what I'm about to say, I didn't say. Somebody else did. Even in times of strife, beauty endures. I believe that. And when you see the work in this exhibition, you believe it as well. And now it gives me great pleasure to have the chance to introduce our artists to you so they can tell you a little bit about who they are and about their work. Sarah Brown.
Hello, it's nice to see you all. I'm Sarah, and I do sculpture and digital photography. It's been quite a year for us all to get to this point, and I'm so glad to be here. This past week's been exhausting and exhilarating. Sue, Walter, Tanya, to all the professors, thank you. I would also like to remember the BF class of 2020, who was not able to stand up here today due to the pandemic that we're currently in. You were not forgotten, as your artwork graced the campus galleries for months and inspired us all. We knew we had big shoes to fill. I'm sitting here alone, but holding me up here are so many wonderful supporters in my midlife dream. I would like to thank my husband, Tom, for encouraging me in this endeavor and often being my third hand and telling me, no, I'm not too crazy for doing this. This is good. And thank you to my children for putting up with an often late and distracted mom. I look forward to watching you find your passion. And thank you to my parents and sister who are always curious and supportive of my adventures. Thank you, Kim, for making me feel so welcome the moment I called for more information about this art department. She set me up with a tour with Pete of the studios, and from that moment on, I knew what I had to do. Thank you, Pete. Thank you to Drew and Allie, who graciously guided me through my awkward first semester, making me feel welcome and accepted. And Drew, where do I begin? Thanks for putting up with me, for pushing me, getting me out of my comfort zone and away from pretty. It was hard and often frustrating for me, but I was up for the challenge and I'm better for it. Thank you, Sue, for accepting me and pushing my ideas to grow where I did not know where they were headed. And for correcting my grammar. You made me think about the many ways that photography can be used to educate the world. And to my classmates, I admire you and your talents and your courage. You have shown me what believing in yourself looks like. It's about taking chances, being risky, failing, and just going for it, because what do we have to lose? I will remember you all greatly, and I wish you a wonderful future, and I salute your many future successes. There will be many. In pursuing this degree, I've spanned the decades. Where has the time gone? I've thought about the ways we spend time and how time affects our environment, our bodies, and enlightens us as we age. Growing up here in the North Country, I've seen many things come and go, so I've tried to capture this in the visual feeling with my photographs. The passing of time may be seen in faded paint, old combinations, and dated buildings. I also love how the moon waxes and wanes over time without the use of a clock or a calendar to let us know time has passed. I have also watched my family and friends age with me, whether it's wrinkles or cracks, chip pain, or a loss. Man and nature both experience the passing of time. But when you look in the mirror, the time shows it's passing itself physically on our bodies. And yet the mind feels so young. The young mind is full of thoughts, and the wrinkled body holds them inside. When creating my sculptures, I enjoy the challenge that the three-dimensional work gives me. It starts with an idea or a shape or an object that catches my eye, and through the process of trial and error, combining and creating these objects, eventually they flow together in a new way. I enjoy mixing classic old materials with modern new ones. In this way of working, I am bringing the past into the present, and thus together these worn out forms and weathered materials create a new future and a new life. Because the use of wood, metal, fabric, and stone all show the passing of time in its unique way. So when you're looking at my artwork, think about in the ways you spend time, in ways you haven't thought of before. There are so many ways to express this, and these works are just beginning to explore that concept. How do you notice the passing of time? Thank you very much.
Kaitlyn Daly.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaitlyn Daly, and my time at SUNY Plattsburgh Art Department has been some of the greatest 4 years of my life. Coming in as a freshman, I couldn't have imagined this is how my senior year would end up, but throughout all the chaos and uneasiness, we have become better artists and better friends. The ability to create an environment where I can completely let go of myself has been a key factor in what has drawn me to art. Acquiring this capability as an artist has helped me have an outlet for expressing my feelings in a positive way. In my graphic design and sculpture work, I am able to use composition, color, and conceptual content within a piece to try to evoke a reaction and communicate to the viewer. In my graphic design work, I use patterns and vibrant colors to create eye-catching compositions to draw in the viewer. I apply these techniques to illustrations and package design. I use my sculptural work as a channel for me to let loose, to show who I am on the inside, and I do this by using materials such as yarn, foam, colorful paints to create abstract forms to represent my current feelings. I would like to thank the faculty members of the art department that have helped me transform into the artist I am today. I would also like to thank my friends, family for the constant support and encouragement. Thank you.
Liz Feely.
Coming to Plattsburgh had been something of a whim after a long struggle to return to college. What's that saying? Third time's a charm? I was welcomed with open arms and immediately settled in much faster than I had worried about the days before applying. Here in the art department, I have found more than just a community, but a family. I want to thank my sponsors, Allie, Diane, and David for making me a stronger artist. Kim for being the best art mom and listening to my frustrations as well as sharing in my joy. Walter and the other museum staff for the past couple of days preparing, and of course the rest of the department, faculty, Tanya, and everyone else for the help, support, guidance, and kindness that I have received. It may be cheesy, but the truth is that words will never fully describe how all of you have influenced me, changed me, and helped heal wounds that I didn't even realize were there until midway through a critique. Sorry, Allie. To my fellow BFA companions, we made it. There were more than a few bumps along the way, especially in the crazy times of COVID, and I'm proud of all the work that everyone has accomplished and all that we have overcome as a group to create this wonderful show. I also want to thank my family and my partner from the late night critiques to walking the dog for the 10th time in a row while I tirelessly worked upstairs. I would not have succeeded or be the person I am today without you. Now on to the good stuff. A large portion of my process is spent researching regions, folklore, flora and fauna, history, mythology, and really any bit of information that I can gather to help create a setting in my mind where my pieces can exist. This research in itself takes me far and wide, sometimes even down a rabbit hole of information until the wee hours of the morning. I draw on the world around me and this knowledge that I've collected to capture snippets of time from other worlds or create beings to inhabit them. For me, whether creating or viewing a piece, it is more than just about escapism, but a connection. A connection to the history all over our world, other cultures, and people that I've never heard of, seen, or read about prior. Most of all, what's important to me is the connection that I've seen to and between the others around me that see me working in the studio or my finished pieces. Listening to how others build their own world where my pieces can thrive and open their own minds to possibilities and imagination that so many have closed themselves off to. A smile, a laugh, a conversation, and a connection. To me, these are the most precious parts of my work and what I hope to achieve. Thank you.
Brianna Forkey.
My work for this exhibition revolves around timelessness. My large-scale oil paintings and charcoal drawings focus heavily on ambiguous environments and the generalization of the human figure. Key elements of these settings have been removed as to not restrict the space to a set location and time or period. Overall, these pieces remain empty, mysterious, and invite the viewers to explore further. My landscape series, on the other hand, skews from this empty timelessness and instead focuses more on the application of the paint and its variation in color. These small landscapes were created in a wide array of colors and with thick, fluid brushstrokes. The variety of color throughout these paintings helps separate each piece as a unique moment in time and distinguishes the series from my larger works. Inspiration for my interior paintings came primarily from earlier architectural drawings and studies. Throughout this process, my drawings and paintings have fed off each other and share many of the same themes and architectural designs. The inspiration for my landscape series came from a study abroad trip to Ireland several summers ago. This trip gave me my first experience in plein air painting and spurred my interest to further explore the landscape. I would like to thank the BFA students who are here today. It has been a rough year, and we have worked hard and we worked together to make this exhibition a great celebration. Thank you.
Aiden Keefe.
Hello, my name is Aiden Keefe, and I'm a painting student here at SUNY Plattsburgh. In my work, I like to lean into the more psychological aspects of painting as a way to maximize the impact the work has on the viewer. I use recognizable imagery, such as dinner plates, wardrobes, and face masks, to create a more conceptually charged still life painting. The body of work that I have in the show depicts scenes from day-to-day life as a way that seeks to relate to the viewer on a personal level. Overall, my goal when creating work, whether it be a painting or something else, is to connect with the viewer and to appeal to a shared experience that I know we can all understand. If this past year has taught me anything, it's that we all have more in common than we may think. And it's the ability to look at a painting, to connect with it, to be able to put yourself into the narrative of it that really drives my work. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's ever pushed me out of my comfort zone. I'm a better person and artist because of it. Thank you, and I hope you all enjoy the show.
Raquel Rose.
Hello everyone, my name is Raquel Rose and I'm concentrating in sculpture and graphic design. To start out, I would like to say a couple of thank yous. First, to all of my classmates, we have all become such great friends and I couldn't be more thankful for all of you. To my professors, specifically Drew and Norman, who have been there for me through thick and thin through this entire year, thank you for always believing in me. And also to Kim, Tanya, Walter, Edith, and all of the rest of the art department staff, thank you so much. To my parents, my sister, and my girlfriend, who are all watching remotely today, you have always supported me and I couldn't be more grateful for you. You're always told that when you get a flat tire, you'll know it. 3 years ago, before the Reading, Pennsylvania exit, my tire warning light came on, signaling my first. I was 50 miles away from an interview at a university that I thought would make me a better artist and a better person. I got accepted and I was steps away from dropping my life here and moving to Pennsylvania. My advisor, Sue, was pretty unhappy, but I was going to leave despite her despair. Of course, as you can see, I'm still here, and the details of why it didn't happen are important. I've worked tirelessly since I made the decision not to leave, and I often think about that critical point in my life. I almost left behind the place that has inspired me more and more every day. My work has become what I wanted it to be, and I couldn't be more proud of how far I've come as an artist and a person. Thank you.
Jade Wood.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming today. My name is Jade Wood and I'm a Vietnamese photographer and graphic designer here at SUNY Plattsburgh. Featured in the show today are my 2 photography series. One is about memories and a fleeting moment, and the other is a social commentary on consumerism. As a photographer, my intention is to utilize existing materials and fabricate them into an alternative reality. Every element that appears in my work serves as a personal iconography and a dot in the story that I'm telling. I also try to invite my viewers to connect the dot and build a narrative for themselves. My work leaves room for personal interpretation while still maintaining the common ground of universal experiences. The alternative reality also allows me to explore many social issues by creating a personification, a setting, and a backstory for my subject. Altogether, they are my vision of the issue, and they are also a call to action. Also featured in the show today is my branding package for a Vietnamese restaurant called the Clay Pot Eatery and Bar. The idea of fabrication continues to be a crucial element in my graphic design work. I seek out meanings and beauties in the world around me, from the culture that I grew up in, the people that I've met, combine them together and bring them alive. For example, the photographic elements that appear in my branding package are from the photograph that I took when I was traveling around Vietnam. Altogether, my photography and graphic design have been complementing each other in my journey of artistic expression. SUNY Plattsburgh Art Department has offered me a great opportunity to grow and be the artist that I am today, and I owe it to each and every single one of the faculty and staff members. Special thanks to Sue for being such a great professor, mentor, and friend to me. Thank you to Kim, David, Norman, and the museum staff. To my parents who are watching remotely today, thank you for everything you've done for me. To my lovely friends and peers, thank you for sharing these amazing years with me, and I wish us all the best. Thank you for coming and enjoy the show.
Shannon OBrien.
Hi everyone. Looking back at the last 4 years, it is crazy to think that when I first applied to this school, I was planning on majoring in psychology. I look back at this time and can only describe it as a time of uncertainty. Uncertainty in my present and future self. Now I'm a senior, ending my undergraduate years with the BFA show. Though the uncertainty is still there, it has direction. My work is a commentary on this exploration. Through the different mediums I practice, photography, sculpture, and drawing, I am able to confront myself in a way that I can understand. My 2 photo series show my own mental state within a time of uncertainty and confusion, something that we have all been feeling this past year due to the global pandemic. The way I capture the human form represents this time of confusion. Using various levels of abstraction, I leave the viewer questioning what it is they're looking at. My work in sculpture, specifically through video, has extended this notion. Still with a focus on the human form, I create a 3-dimensional way to express similar content, both focusing on drawing myself into a state of vulnerability through various acts. My drawings are no different. Each line full of expression shows a different emotional state. In these few drawings, I focus on the idea of looking back at a memory stored in a photograph. Though the photograph itself contains the sentiments of that particular time, my drawings show me looking in retrospect. Memories tainted by the truths of the present. I know none of this would have been possible if it weren't for all of my mentors and teachers who've supported and pushed me throughout my creative education. For that, I thank you all. And thank you to my friends for always being down to let me take pictures of them naked. I would also like to thank my parents for letting me store things I say I will use for sculpture in our now very cramped basement. Thanks for coming and enjoy the show.
Jason Parent.
Hello, I'm Jason, a photographer, book artist, and writer. I hesitate to claim these titles because for all I know, they may change by the time I finish speaking. Whether I'm all of these things or none, with my work I explore what defines identity. With my Paraphoto series, I confront the human condition by means of my body and the world around me. There's fear in the unknown, whether it surrounds me in a midnight void or lies within my mind. Through my work, I seek, at the very least, an understanding with these fears. With my series of books, I have built 40 books that symbolize the transgender and gender nonconforming individuals who were reportedly murdered in 2020. I chose to represent these hate crimes in a way that emphasizes the reality of these murders and their roots in identity and misunderstanding. There's a level of introspection that I experience in making my work, which I aim to evoke in the viewer as well. Thank you to my parents, professors, faculty, and peers for allowing me to dive into this introspection and for being there when I come back up for air. I know I may not wear the biggest smile, especially under these masks, but I appreciate the time I spent with each of you. Thank you.
Winosha Steel. Winosha Steel.
Today, I'll open myself up to people I see all the time, people I've never seen, and people I might never see again. And when that time comes, my body will be in awe, and of all, it gave me a home. It allowed me to be free and to give my work meaning. I never believed I had a gift. I just always thought that I had a creative mind. My art encompasses this she, this her, this me. My art is not concealed by the figurative, but by the descriptive. My art is an invitation, but isn't all art. However, unlike most, I'm handing mine directly to you. I incorporate my heritage, culture, race, and religion as the core structure of my work. My art is a reflection of who I was and who I am becoming. I want my art to be something that speaks for itself. Consider my art as an invitation to engage in an intimate internal discourse with me. Whether it be the colors, the figures, or the treatment within each piece, I seek ways to make you ponder. Creativity takes courage, said Matisse. I have never forgotten that. Thank you, SUNY Plattsburgh, for the opportunity to be myself and for accepting me as I am.
Maria Thibault.
Hello everyone, my name is Maria Thibault. I'm a graphic designer and a photographer. My life and my art are a lot like a collage. I take all of these little pieces, bring them together, and turn them into something beautiful. My graphic design work is influenced by external issues like the global pandemic and internal issues like anxiety. I take these harsh topics and turn them into empowering and calming illustrations. My goal is for the viewer to enjoy the work but understand my message. The way I speak through my photography is a language that only few understand. I often work through chaotic, confusing sequences that make the viewer question the work. My other series does the opposite. My goal is to make you feel like a cat basking in the sun, or the feeling of the sun hitting your face for the first time after a long winter. Art is my outlet and my creative expression. The influence of your fellow classmates and friends is like no other, and I would like to thank them for being on this journey with me. I would like to thank my family who are watching remotely, to my professors, Sue, Tanya, Walter, Kim, and the rest of the art department for being so supportive throughout these years. Thank you to everyone here who took the time out to come and see our wonderful show. I will now leave you with a poem written by my good friend, Pat Ostrander. Collage. Life is a collage. Words, feelings, sounds, inflections, reflections, smells, colors, shapes. Beings of all dimensions. Pleasure, pain, soft refrain in the falling rain. Laughter as the sun comes, shine again. As we walk through this world, if we pay attention to each and every moment, a beginning, an end, and beginning again, we are part of this ever-flowing, ever-living box of rain, blazing ball of fire ahead, river flowing, wind eddy playfully now whispering in our ear, here, now, be, simply be. In our movie, our collage, from found to profound, and back round again, we are. Thank you.
Bravo to all of you.
I'm turning the stage back to Tanya Cribb.
Again, I want to congratulate the seniors that are here today. We are so impressed with your work, and we look forward to seeing what you do in the future. Thank you all for our campus community that are here today. There'll be a reception in the Myers Lobby Gallery just shortly. For those of you that have joined us remotely, we want to encourage you and let you know that we will be putting this exhibit online virtually, so stay tuned. The museum will send out an announcement so that you can continue to support these students and enjoy the work that they've worked so hard to accomplish. Again, thank you all for being here today, and congratulations to the seniors.